Is there such a thing as when the dream comes true? The dream comes true. Have you heard somebody saying their dreams have eventually come true? Joseph goes through tough circumstances, and here today we are going to see how his dreams became true. My name is Paulson Tumutegereze, and I am blessed to be a part of Rite TV, especially in these devotions for this Lenten season. We read that after Joseph had gone through all the testings as we study in the scriptures, eventually his dream begins to come true. Because he interprets a dream while in the prison for the cupbearer, and he tells him, when the dream has come to pass and eventually you've been reinstated in your position, remember me. The Bible tells us that eventually this particular prisoner goes back to his former responsibility to serve the king, but he forgot Joseph. He forgot Joseph. Sometimes people shall forget us. The Bible tells us in Isaiah 49, verse 15 and 16, that your mother and your father may forsake you, but I, the Lord, I will never forsake you. Others may forget you, I, God, will not forget you. As you go through Lent this season, this morning I want to remind us today that God will not forget his people. God remembered Joseph after 2 years of being in the prison. I also want to remind us that Joseph had been a houseboy for 11 years in Potiphar's home when he was tempted. And then for 2 years, he was in the prison. So for 13 years, Joseph is seemingly forgotten. The dreams that he had had when his brothers were serving him or his parents, he is totally forgotten. For 13 years, he has abandoned them. Maybe you are one of those people that has given up on particular dreams that you once had. Even when you are going through the wilderness, there will come time when you will publicly appear. As we read, if you followed us at the beginning of this week, we read that John the Baptist was in the wilderness until his time of public manifestation. And today we are seeing Joseph as well get into his time of public manifestation. Let me read from the Bible. The Bible tells us in Genesis chapter 41, verse 37, that when Joseph comes to meet the Pharaoh, the Bible tells us in verse 37 that he gave a plan, and the Pharaoh said this. The plan seemed good to Pharaoh and to all his officials. So Pharaoh asked them, can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God? One in whom is the Spirit of God. And part of what we see in a season like this of isolating ourselves in prayer and fasting is that God gives us his Spirit. We interpret dreams, we gain wisdom because of the Spirit of God. And then the Pharaoh said to Joseph, since God has made this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the whole throne will I be greater than you. Joseph's dream has become true. Is there such a thing as when the dream comes true? It is possible that their dreams will be forgotten, but when you continue to pray, continue to trust God, one day they will come true. Continue to join Rite TV through our YouTube, and let's continue to see how we continue to connect together as you go through this season of Lent. Your dream will one day come true. God bless you.